To make Rowan and Crabapple jelly, you'll need a stainless steel preserving pan, a ladle and a funnel, some clean jam jars, some wax discs and new lids, ideally. You'll also need some muslin and some cotton string. This recipe uses rowan berries or mountain ash, which you can forage in the summer in England. If you miss the rowan berry season, you could use sloes instead. You need about 2.5 pounds of both rowan berries and crab apples. That's about 1.2 kilos. But don't worry, whatever you pick will be fine, as it's the volume of liquid that we're left with that actually makes the jelly. You'll also need plain white sugar to make the jelly with, and that quantity will vary on the amount of liquid that you're left with. You'll probably need about 1.5 kilos, somewhere in that region, and the juice of a lemon. Wash and clean the berries and the apples and chop the apples roughly. You don't have to be worried about leaving the odd little bits of stalk and pips in. It won't matter for this recipe. Use a heavy based pan and cover the fruit generously with cold water. Simmer the fruit for 20 minutes. Meanwhile, cover your muslin square with boiling water to sterilise it. After 20 minutes, turn the fruit off and allow it to cool for half an hour. Next, wring out your muslin and line a deep bowl ready to strain your liquid. Remember, it's the liquid we're reserving and using here, not the fruit. Next, carefully tie up your muslin. Remember, this has to be really strong string. I set aside the first straining of liquid at this stage. Next, I make a tying loop with 3 strands of string to make it extra strong. Suspend the fruit bag over the pan to drain the last of the liquid. It may need 3 or 4 hours, or some people even leave their bag overnight to drip through. Don't squeeze the bag at this stage, otherwise your jelly will be cloudy. Set aside your fruit bag, empty out your muslin, wash it and keep it for next time. The next step is to measure out the liquid that you've managed to extract. Make a note of how many millilitres or pints of liquid you have. Add the juice of a lemon. Now for every 1 pint of liquid that you've made, you need to add 1 pound of sugar. That's 450 grams of sugar to every 600 mils of liquid. Return to the heat and dissolve the sugar gently, stirring all the time. Now's the moment to pop the clean washed jam jars into the oven on a low heat to warm. Once the sugar is completely dissolved, bring to a rapid boil. Once you've achieved a real rapid rolling boil, set a timer for 10 minutes. Turn off the heat, then put a small blob of jelly on your chilled saucer. Return it to the fridge for a couple of minutes and then test. To test your set, your chilled jelly should ruckle as you push your finger through it, forming a good skin. Allow your jelly time to cool slightly while you get your jars from the oven and gather your utensils. Push any froth to one side and carefully transfer into jars. Add a waxed disc and a tightly fitting lid to each jar, and it should keep for maybe up to 3 years in a cool, dark cupboard. Your rowan berry jelly is ready to enjoy with your next roast dinner.